There's nothing worse when you're a young kid and your favorite player gets traded away. And anymore, it's so more likely to happen.
I think that's the guys. This is truly when boys become men.
Is when they have
when their favorite sports player gets traded on their team. Because at that point, it's like
you have to deal with your emotions.
Yeah, this unspoken bond of like player and fan, and there's nothing spoken between them. It's just this invisible connection, invisible emotional connection on completely one-sided by the fan.
Completely one-sided.
Completely. I got to ask you though, really, outside of the Deshaun Watson trade, do you remember any other significant trades, like where you were at when those happened?
I remember. I'll tell you, I can remember this. And as a Browns fan, my favorite player as a kid was Eric Metcalf.
Okay.
And I do remember being at home and hearing on the radio 1100 ATM when they traded Eric Metcalf to Atlanta for like a 10th overall pick, and I was devastated for that trade.
Yeah.
And then I remember a couple of the I remember when they started breaking apart the 90s tribe, when you started seeing like a Manny Ramirez get out of here, or you started seeing, and those weren't even trades. Those I think Manny left during free agency. I do remember talking another big trade. My favorite player again, when they traded Kenny Lofton to the Braves for Marquise Grissom.
He came back though.
He came back, but that was a heartbreaker for me. Was there any ones that stick out to you that were like
CC Sabathia right off the top?
Oh yeah.
We loved the CC Sabathia. Anybody that was in Cleveland, and you know what's crazy? He loves Cleveland. He talks nothing but great things. He's always a guest commentator on the shows, and whether it's post game or during the air of the actual game. He loved his time in Cleveland.
Yeah,
and he wanted to stay, and we didn't want to pay him. And you want to know something?
We don't want to pay anybody.
No, we never want to pay. Speaking of which, baseball is coming up here on Thursday.
Yep, 2 days. Yeah.
Opening day. Interested to see what the Indians are going to do or Guardians are going to do for themselves. I'll give you some prediction of that a little bit later. I have some stuff kind of rolling through my head here. But yeah, CC Sabathia easily. Watching him leave, Cliff Lee going off to the Phillies, broke my heart. Yeah. I'm a big fan of pitchers. I don't know why. I just like them. I just like pitchers in general. I think they're just a unique breed of athlete. They're just different. They have a different function, like a different way of thinking out about everything. It's some take everything just like page by page by page, and just analyze everything possible. Other pitchers are just like, fuck it, dude. I just want to throw hard. No curveball, no changeup, nothing but fucking gas.
Speaking of hard, why don't you hit that like and subscribe button really hard for you guys listening? You might be catching us on the new channel. We just broke apart the Guys Night podcast and Guys Sports Night, so they're on two separate YouTube channels. Help us get that subscriber count up. I think we're just under 4,000 on the regular Guys Night podcast, but with Guys Sports Night, we were at 1 as of today when we started the channel.
Let's go.
And comment below if you've got a big trade in Cleveland sports or your hometown sports team, like you remember where you were at and who it was that got traded and how you felt about it. I remember the Deshaun Watson trade. I remember where I was at. I know. Actually a marriage counselor.
I know. You talk about that story pretty significantly. How many times have you brought that story
Probably
up?
3 times that we've talked about Deshaun Watson now. But there's nothing worse when you're a young kid and your favorite player gets traded away. And anymore, it's so more likely to happen.
I think that's the guys. This is truly when boys become men.
Is when
their favorite sports player gets traded on their team. Because at that point, it's like
you have to deal with your emotions.
Yeah, this unspoken bond of like player and fan, and there's nothing spoken between them. It's just this invisible connection, invisible emotional connection on completely one-sided by the fan. Completely one-sided by the fan, and then they're gone. I have watched my entire fucking childhood or mid-teen years of these Indians players just be gone. Don't get me wrong, a lot of good shit has come from it, but let me tell you something. There's a reason why I take high cholesterol pills at 27 years old, and it's because of that bastard owner.
It's so funny because it has such a dramatic impact. You got to think like
it still works me up.
I remember my first Browns jersey was a Metcalf jersey, and then like when he's gone, it's like, do I still wear it or do I not wear it anymore?
I think people at this point will have to call it a throwback. I mean,
yeah, and it's funny though because like you go to Browns games and you see all these like jerseys that are like 10 years old. It's like they're grown men that still haven't like given up on the fact that like at one point in time they thought that Brady Quinn was going to be the quarterback of the future. I refuse to get a new jersey.